The rebirth of a man, a journey from validation to self mastery. They tried to silence me. They didn't try to quiet me because I was dangerous, but because my words carried power. Once a man hears this truth, something inside him shifts forever. Suddenly, illusions fade. The games, the manipulation, the emotional tricks, none of it works anymore. Women will sense it too. They'll notice your distance, not because you're cruel, but because you have finally seen through the mask they use to keep you chasing for their approval. The silent script women hope you never see. There's an emotional framework most women rely on. It keeps them one step ahead while leaving you insecure, overthinking, and overgiving. They hope you mistake silence for affection. They want you to read indifference as mystery. But the moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop dancing to their rhythm, everything changes. You become unpredictable, and that terrifies her. The power of your stillness. You're no longer the man begging for answers. You're no longer the one fighting for scraps of attention. Now you're calmer, sharper, stronger. The most dangerous thing a man can do isn't yell, it isn't argue, it's falling silent, not out of cruelty, but to protect his soul. That silence isn't empty, it's clarity. She sees it in your eyes before you even speak. She feels it in the way you no longer orbit her moods. The biggest trap men fall into. Here's the truth. Men are tricked into believing they need to be perfect to be loved. Perfect body, perfect charm, and endless achievement. But that was never your burden. You don't need to be polished. You need to be present. She doesn't crave your resume. She craves your grounded awareness, not performance, but presence. What real presence looks like. Presence, presence isn't in constant text. It isn't in grand dates or flashy gestures. True presence is simple. It's when you're calm in your skin, rooted in your values, and not afraid of silence. Women can feel that. They can sense when your attention is whole, not scattered. They know when your spirit is anchored, not begging. And when it is, you become unforgettable. Your energy speaks before you do. Before a word leaves your mouth, women read your energy, your posture, your breath, your eye contact. If your energy says, please like me, she hears it loud and clear. And she'll test you, not to hurt you, but to see if you're real. If your confidence is shallow, she'll push. If your boundaries are weak, she'll challenge them. Why? Because women don't trust softness that isn't rooted in strength. The respect starts with you. If you bend to avoid conflict, if you shrink just to keep her close, she doesn't feel secure. She feels burdened. A man who can't respect himself cannot protect her heart. Your energy comes from your frame. It trains people how to treat you. If you keep tolerating disrespect, she'll eventually see love as leverage. She'll stay, but only because she can control you. Walking with purpose changes the game. The moment you carry yourself like a man who knows his worth, everything shifts. She stops testing you to see what she can get away with. Instead, she questions if she's worthy of your presence. You're not cold, you're clear, and clarity is rare. Stop over explaining. One of the greatest mistakes men make is over explaining, pleading, writing long messages, trying to be understood. If she disrespects you after clear boundaries, she isn't confused, she just doesn't respect you. If you keep repeating yourself, you're teaching her your words mean nothing. The quiet exit. Walking away isn't about revenge, it's about preservation. You don't storm out, you don't slam doors, you simply stop showing up where you're not valued. And that quiet, it lingers. She feels it when you stop watching her stories. She feels it when you don't chase. She feels it when you stop caring. Not out of ego, but out of clarity. You weren't built to orbit her moods. You weren't designed to beg for her approval or tiptoe around validation. You are built for mission, for vision, for something greater. And that's why women are drawn to men with purpose because your purpose is leadership. A man chasing vision is a man who cannot be controlled. And that's what the man she never forgets. Your purpose becomes your filter. When you stop waiting by the phone, when your life is full without her applause, you become magnetic. She doesn't want a man who crumbles when she grows distant. She wants a man she has to rise to meet. Your mission filters out the wrong women. Only those aligned with your path remain, turning pain into power. When she leaves, you don't chase, you evolve. You hit the gym, you build, you rise. Not to prove a point, but because your pain has now become your fuel. That's the shift that makes women who once overlooked you watch you from a distance. But by then it's too late. You have grown past what once broke you. The true meaning of detachment. Detachment isn't being numb. It's not about caring. It's about feeling everything without being controlled by any of it. You can love her deeply and still walk away. You can forgive her and still protect your peace. That's real detachment. That's when you become unshakable. The man she can't bend. When you stop reacting, stop performing, and stop chasing, she panics. She can't read you anymore. She can manipulate your mood. And that scares her because she realizes the emotional leverage is gone. In its place is a man she can't bend, a man who chose himself. You are the prize, not because you're perfect, not because your muscles or your bank account. You're the prize because you're whole. The way you walk into a room, the way you say no without guilt, the way you stop apologizing for protecting your peace. You are the standard, the final shift. Let her say you have changed. You have, and she should notice. You stop bleeding for people who never bought you a bandage. You stop chasing, begging, and proving. You became the man with purpose, clarity, and quiet strength. And that's when you stop being another option. You become the choice, the standard, the rebirth.